Hello, and thank you very much again, and welcome, and thank you for clicking onto this video. And it's all about this clutch. Now, I'm sorry about the light. If I bring this up, I think the lighting is going to go just to compensate for the brightness. But it is a Rebecca Minkoff MAC bag, and MAC stands for the morning after clutch. I've already did a video on one bag that I thrifted. This was an even better deal, and I think it was because of the colour. So I've thrifted this on eBay for £15, which is totally unbelievable because the condition was very good in the bag, and it also came with the disc cover. I don't have the disc cover with me. The disc cover is that there sort of pattern there, and it was very clean. The whole bag, for £15, I couldn't believe it, but I think it is the colour that was putting everybody off. It was an option, and the starting price was £15, and I was the only bidder. So I think most people don't go for lighter colours in these winter months, but in spring the brighter colours seem to do better, and I was in two minds whether to keep it until spring or to just go ahead and maybe dye the bag. And I decided to go ahead and dye the bag because I'm actually going to re-gift it to somebody, and I think they would prefer a black bag. And to be honest, even if they didn't like the bag, I'd have more chance of reselling it if it was black. So yes, just in case you haven't seen a Rebecca Minkoff bag before, they're pretty versatile. I think it's a really good everyday bag. You can wear a shoulder, crossbody, or detach the strap and make it a clutch. There is massive room inside, and it is actually in perfect condition inside. There was just a few marks on the outside on the leather, but the silver hardware is in perfect condition. So there's a little zipper compartment under here, and that's in perfect condition as well, and the zip and all is working. Everything is fine. And this is actually a newer model than the one that I showed previously because of the stud detail on the leather part of the strap there. So yes, even if you didn't want to go ahead, if you bought a bag and didn't want to go to the extent of re-dyeing it, and you were happy with the colour and the problem was the marks, you could go ahead and try and patch it up with shoe polish. Shoe polish sometimes works on marks that you're unable to take off, and that was one of the options that was open to me, but I just honestly think a black bag is definitely better. So I've already prepped this bag in preparation for the dye. You can buy prepping products on eBay, on Amazon, and basically what they do is just clean and sort of remove most of the sealant that sort of covers the leather, and then that in turn makes the dye adhere better to the leather. So I've already did that preparation off camera, and what you can use if you don't want to go to the bother of ordering a primer is use an ordinary nail polish that most people have in their house. Sorry, nail polish remover, and it's one that contains acetone. So acetone is the important ingredient that sort of works to remove the seal. So if you go ahead and apply that using maybe a cotton round or a kitchen towel, something that's soft, and just spend your time, go over all the nooks and crannies, and then that is your bag prepped, ready to accept the dye. So I did the prepping, now the dye. Now the dye I was recommended was from Angela's, and I bought this from Amazon, and I think it was around about £6. But to be honest, you could use any dye. I haven't even opened it yet, so I'm just Now, apparently most people use this little applicator. It's like a sort of cotton sponge, and most people use that, or an old brush to apply the dye to the bag. And that's the dye there. And there's actually a little cutout part on the box for you to set. I'll just show you. Apparently the bottle just sits in like that, and it makes it easier then when you have the cap removed to dip in and out of the bottle without the bottle tipping over and spilling. So yes, it also, now that is going on the leather. Don't worry about the hardware. I think the dye, if you wipe it quickly enough, will wipe off the hardware. But the zipper part, now this is an important part. Do not apply the dye to the zipper part because it will go sort of crispy and hard. Instead, when you finish dyeing the bag, a fabric dye could be used to dye the fabric on the zipper part. So more about that later. And I'm going to pause the video now and add another clip on of me actually dyeing the bag, or in the middle of dyeing the bag. But yes, just stay tuned. Hello, I'm back again, and I just did a quick little application on part of the bag just to show you. I mean, this literally took a couple of minutes, and to be honest, oh my gosh, I think even one coat of dye will do this. I think it's up to the bag and how much of the sealant that you remove, and what kind of dye it is, how many coats that you have to give a bag. But oh my god, I can't believe, I mean, that's just one coat, and it's covered very, very, very well. So yes, I will add in another clip after this one when I have finished the whole bag. Right, back again. I'm just trying to get this stupid camera to go in focus. It's really hard. I'm going to close. But that is basically it with just one coat. Am I going to focus? And it's really, really very good. I'm going to let it dry and actually put another coat on just to be safe, because it is for a present for somebody. Sorry, this is not focusing, so I'm going to spend too much time looking at it. But yes, the paint did get on those metal studs, and I just took them off with a baby wipe. And I'm about to do the fabric on the zipper trim. I'm actually going to use a makeup brush, this little here with a sharp edge. I think that would be very good. And I said fabric dye, or somebody said acrylic dye as well. So this is the acrylic dye. It's called, sorry, it's from Angela's too. It's just called Flat Black acrylic paint. It's actually acrylic leather paint. So it is specially for leather, but I'm sure it could be used for the fabric as well. So I'm about to start that now, and then I'll tune in again when I've got that done and when I've got another coat on the bag. Right, now I have put the fabric dye along the zip there, and I couldn't help putting some dye into the zip itself. And then we can see it. Maybe we can see it better along here. One point. So the dye has actually gone over the zip. I managed to get most of it off with a wet wipe, or a baby wipe as we call them here. But if you have any sort of stubborn bits that you can't get off, such as here, the good old nail polish again, nail polish remover, and dipped. I have just poured it into the cap there, and just dip it in, and just run it along the zip, and it should take the residue off. Let's see. See, some of that is coming off. So here it's hard to see, but it is definitely coming off. So I'm going to get most of that off and then give the bag another coat, because yeah, I put a wee bit, I was patching a wee bit of white up there, so it definitely needs another coat just to even it out. But so far so good. The lighting here is absolutely terrible. So hopefully when I come back the lighting is a little bit better. Right, so the nail polish remover has did a really good job at taking the black leather acrylic paint out of where the zip was. Yeah, sorry, just the stupid lighting is really bad, but so when I come back I will have another coat on this. Right, another update, and this is how it looks like now with a second coat, and a second coat too in, I just give it there now, in the acrylic paint along the edge. I'm not touching too much because I just finished it. And I detached the strap. I don't know why I didn't detach the strap at the beginning. I'm really so stupid. But you can see how it looks. It sort of looks a bit sort of, it's matte in some places and it's really shiny in others. I'm just hoping, sorry, I'm just going to tilt that. I am just hoping that when I put the leather conditioner on, that should buff up to be a more even finish. But I definitely don't think it needs another coat because it's covered quite good. I think it just needs the leather conditioning and polishing up, and it will be okay. And then I will just check over, but I did check over and I don't think I have missed any spots. But those areas, I think maybe just in, I'll check in those little crevices. But those areas where the metal is, I mean, it really does just wipe off with a baby wipe, or if it's really stubborn, to be very careful and use nail polish remover or something like that to take it off. So in the next clip you'll see me with the leather conditioner or the leather balm, so I'll just go and get it. Hello, I am back again, and I went to try and find my leather balm, which I cannot find. So I bought this one here. It's my Astonish, and it's basically the same thing. Leather conditioning cream, clean, restores, nourish and protects. Really anything like that will do to sort of even up and take away that matte sort of finish and deeply condition the leather, especially after dyeing. It sort of tends out to dry out a little bit. So the best thing to apply this with is a soft cloth, but even cotton pads or kitchen towels, anything really. different creams have different instructions. Some say to apply it on, leave it to dry, and then buff it off. That most of them are like that. So I will go ahead now and apply this, and we'll see what it's like when I get back. Right, I will just show you. So that's it there. Sorry, I couldn't flip this. And I have applied quite liberally, and I am just going to let it dry. So the next clip you'll see me, and hopefully it'll be all polished up. Hopefully. Right, back again in another location, and I am closer to finishing the bag. So this is it here, and this is after I've applied very liberally the leather conditioner. Yeah, so you can see it's looking far more finished. The leather is looking shiny, not dull, and it definitely feels a lot better, because that's just, the dye just dries it out and just makes it feeling matte and sort of rigid. So the conditioner is absolutely gorgeous, to try and revive the leather. So there are always spots that you miss. I have to go over that little bit again, and in the nooks and crannies I have definitely missed some spots here which I thought I had covered. So when you think you've got it all covered, you do really need to go over again a couple of times and check for little bits, especially in the nooks and crannies. But I'm really happy the way it turned out. The hardware, you can see, I mean, I've managed to get it all off the acrylic paint off the hardware. I thought that was going to be an issue, but the baby wipes really did a good job on lifting most of it off. And then the little stubborn spots I did manage to get off with a little bit of nail varnish remover. I'm wondering, is that what happened? So you do really need to be careful that you're not lifting any dye or the fabric paint off with the nail varnish remover. But yeah, absolutely really super pleased with how it's turned out. And that is the handle. It's all there. So absolutely fantastic. So I'll go back over and go over those wee bits again with the leather dye. These little tags, I forgot to say at the beginning, all the Rebecca Minkoff matte bags come with the leather tags on the zips. The one I purchased didn't have any tags, so I just ordered these off eBay. I'm not completely happy with them. They're a little bit thinner than the Rebecca Minkoff ones, and also the quality is not great. They absolutely feel like plastic rather than leather, but I just put them on until I get the other ones ordered. The last step, and I forgot to order, is, and some people don't even do this, but I think if you want to sort of waterproof your bag and protect it from UV rays, there are leather finishers available to buy. If I can find a few, I'll put them in the description bar below. But I do need to order a leather finisher, and they're usually in spray format, and you just give them a little bit of a spray, and that will sort of waterproof it to a certain extent and just lock in the dye. Other than that, yes, the project is nearly finished. I'm really happy with it. Really do recommend it if you see, especially on eBay, a horrible coloured looking bag. It's worthwhile buying it and just picking a dye of your choice and going ahead and doing a little project. I think the whole cost maybe is around £15. You've the leather dye, the leather acrylic paint for in the zippers, the leather conditioner, and then the leather finishing spray, maybe just over £15, it'll work out. And I do have loads left to start another project, so completely happy. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Yes, I hope you have a lovely day or a lovely evening wherever you are. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And I'm hoping it's helpful for somebody. So thank you, bye bye.